You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's X Factor After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's X Factor After Show.
Hit it!
Oh, yeah.
We got a special intro tonight at AFTERBUZZ TV Studios because we have a very special guest. Woo! But before we go any further, we all know that Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another after show on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, JC, and this is the X Factor Season 3, Episode a lot because it's not on the board. We'll get that in 1 second. This is where we break down the show, and before we go any further, let us introduce our wonderful panel of hosts, starting with the well-dressed, sharp-dressed man.
Well, you always gotta start with me anyway. It's Nick Collins. How's it going?
And across the table,
I'm Jason Ikeler, wrapping my Demi Lovato shirt. Team Demi all the way.
Which you're getting a lot of fans for that, so we love that.
I know. Woo, Demi.
Now, you're asking, who is this singing? Well, it is our very special guest tonight. That's right. She goes by Allison Alli, or her Twitter handle is Alli D Music, but we all know her as Alli Davis.
Yes.
And her song, For Your Love, you can find it on YouTube. You can find it everywhere, right?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube, my SoundCloud, which is soundcloud.com/Alli D Music.
And see, and for those wondering at home, she was just on the show just a few minutes ago, and now she's here in studio. So a big round of applause for Alli Davis.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you guys so much for letting me come in.
Absolutely. And no show would be complete with our lovely lady running the ones and twos, Miss Marissa. What's up, Marissa?
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Okay, we're going to break it down. We've got so much to talk about, especially the four-chair challenge.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know it's switching it up this year, but I liked it.
Yeah,
I like that it was different.
Yeah, let's start with overall thought. What did you guys think of the four? I can't even say it. English is my
I was
second
into
language.
it. I was definitely into it. It was different from every other season so far, and I think it was just way more competitive. I don't know. You lived it. Is it nerve-wracking?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely nerve-wracking because the cut was so quick this year, going straight from 40 down to 16. I didn't even know. We had no idea that the four-chair challenge existed. Basically, they kept us in a holding room, and when we were walked out into the stage, that's exactly when we found out what was going to happen.
Wow.
I thought for sure that maybe they would keep like 6 people in each category or something, but like to cut it down, from 10 in each category down to 4 was pretty intimidating right off the bat.
And from what I read, they got it from, I guess, the X Factor Holland. And they decided to tweak it for the U.S. version, something completely new, just to, I guess, rattle the cages. And I think it did. It created a lot of tension tonight. I think a lot of fans are going to like it, and some aren't.
Yeah.
Well, I even like just seeing the judges' discussion and watching them deliberate, too. I think that makes the show a little more interesting.
Yeah, so
I think it should be a 3-chair challenge for the judges because we'll get to that. We'll get to that much. And actually, if you're watching us live on AFTERBUZZ TV, hello. But if you're not, make sure to go to iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, OneCast. Let us know what you think. Send us your comments. If you're on the chat roll, send us some questions. And better yet, give us a call at 424-256-1729. JC's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, that's all right. All right. What are we waiting for? Let's get into the show.
Let's jump into it.
Let's start with our very first contestant, Miss Victoria. Is it Carringer?
Carringer.
Thank you.
Yes.
See.
She was my roommate actually on the show.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's fun.
I know Victoria very well.
Okay, so what was that? I loved her audition. I loved her tonight. And
were her kids there?
No, her kids were not there because, we filmed in LA and her family is back in, I think she's from Colorado. But Victoria is such a sweetheart. We shared rooms together the first, when boot camp was supposed to be happening, and then for this final round as well. And she's really, really a talented woman. I'm surprised that she, was never discovered before this.
Right now. Yeah. When was this shot?
This was shot a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and tonight, and I'm trying to remember the song she was singing.
To Make You Feel My Love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did we feel the love?
Okay, this is my I have like mixed feelings about her because I think
he's our Simon.
I know, I'm a little mean. I think she sings with like really great emotion and you can feel what she's singing, but she almost sways so far from the melody that you don't know if she doesn't know the song or not.
Wow.
I think that she was the most original out of the people that she was up there with, though.
Yeah, I agree.
In the last 4. I don't know.
Recommend birth control.
That too. That too.
Kids, that's a little much.
She's so beautiful. It's
gorgeous.
crazy. Like, I could not believe that she'd physically gone through giving birth 8 times. It's insane.
That is wild.
There's no way.
Just fantastic. Yeah. And she was a story. I think so many like American mothers would relate to her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I do love the rasp in her voice. I think that's great.
I thought she was amazing, but I knew that she wouldn't make it to the top 4.
Wow.
Just because the talent is so good this year, and honestly, just even watching it back on TV, it sounds so different on TV than it does live. I'm telling you, like, Jeff Goot is like amazing. When I was watching him, because I was watching him from the audience when he did that performance, that was one of the best performances I have ever seen on a talent show.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
And even but today when I was watching it on TV when it was live, it was amazing still, but it didn't have the same effect that it did when you were there. So I knew in my head, because I knew everyone's songs, obviously, before we got out there to perform. So I kind of had in my head, who my top 4 favorites were.
Oh.
Who were they?
I'm a huge James Kenny fan. I think that he is fantastic. I think he's going to go all the way. I predict James Kenny to be in like the final 3, definitely.
Wow, okay.
James Kenny, Jeff Goot. I mean, I love Jeff Brinkman. I think he's incredible. And I kind of feel for him as I feel for myself a little bit in this round, just because we're given songs that we wouldn't necessarily want to do ourselves. And, Jeff, like, to get Usher, I think that it was cool, like, he made it his own, but Jeff Brinkman would never sing an Usher song. So,
I didn't think he would.
No, like, when I heard that he was doing that, I was a little surprised. So.
Do you have a choice, and did they give you options?
They take a list of songs that but when it comes down to, we got to pick our songs, in the previous rounds, but for this round, this song was selected for you.
Okay.
Wow.
But so was this on a list that you sent them before?
Yeah, this was on a list of like 20 songs that I knew, but I wasn't thinking I would be the only one to get that kind of a song when everyone got ballads.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. If super fans, this is the perfect show for you guys to listen to and watch, because you're going to give us, the fact that you said they picked the song for you, then doesn't it contradict what Simon said? Who picked this song? They picked the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, for me, I think I'm really easily typecasted. I went and I sang Mary J. Blige for my first audition, and I sang In Vogue for my second. I love R&B music and soul music. I'm really influenced by hip-hop. That's, what I've been listening to my entire life. So, I wasn't surprised. I love Salt and Pepper, though, and that was in the breakdown. You didn't get to see the whole thing, but, I wasn't surprised when I was given that song, but I also knew that it would probably be the end of my run on the X Factor.
Oh, wow. Well,
that's interesting to hear, though.
Yeah, it's interesting to take the stage thinking that you don't
have honestly,
a way out.
I wanted to just try and do my best and make it, a little funky, and it did have like a funky beat to it. You couldn't really hear that over, the TV, but I'm not going to make any excuses for myself. It wasn't a performance that I'm super proud of, and that's unfortunate. I was so proud of my first 2 performances.
Well, we were kind of bummed that your first performance was cut short, too, because we were just in like the montage.
Well, the problem was I did really get ripped apart by Simon a lot. Not only tonight, but after that song, and a performance that I did feel really confident in and happy about. So, I don't know. I don't know why Simon, he was kind of against me from the get-go. So there really wasn't much I could do at that point to convince him.
Wow, this is a lot of information, and we haven't even gotten to our second singer.
I know.
This is good.
This is the best.
We had next up we had Kristen Morel, and she did "Oops, I Did It Again." Her little take on it, like, dislike. What did we feel?
I did not like that. I did not like that, and I don't know if it's because if legally you can't sing the song the way it's meant to be sung, but I didn't like that version, and I didn't like the way that she sang it.
Was it the vocal or the arrangement?
I think it was both, to tell you the truth.
I feel like she was trying so hard to be like that kitschy, different girl, and it didn't come across as authentic at all. I thought her look was very like copying off of Jessie J or Cher Lloyd, and her sound was just a little meh.
Now, Alli, what was that like in
It's so crazy. It's so crazy because Christine is definitely my closest friend in the top, in the overs category. We were together from day one. Like in the second round, the boot camp that got cut, her and I were both asked to sing again, and we were the only two in the overs category that were asked to sing again. So I completely hear what you guys are saying, and I understand it because I understand that people will think the exact same thing about my performance. But watching her, I think that she is so talented. She's a piano player, and that's something that they didn't show, and
and I would have loved to see that.
Oh,
that would have been awesome.
And that's what we were really bummed out about too, because she's just so brilliant on the piano, and she performs live in LA 5 nights a week.
I knew she looks familiar. I've seen her.
Yeah, so you can catch her, at different clubs and stuff in Hollywood. She's incredible.
So when you talk about the boot camp, last season we actually got to see the boot camp, and it's really the judges helping the contestants. Yeah. Is there really any kind of hands-on help during that process?
Yeah. It's crazy because I've never done anything on TV at all, and I've never really wanted to. And at this point, I was 26 years old. I've kind of done stuff behind the scenes my whole life, and I was like, this could go really bad, and it's taking a risk, doing anything on reality television. But I was like, I'm just going to do it for fun and meet people and just see how the experience ends up playing out. So, being in boot camp, I thought that there would be a lot of hands-on coaching and training, and I was there for that. I wanted to go and get molded into maybe someone that could be a star, and get the coaching to make myself, authentic and relatable and find a sound that would work. That's what I went to the boot camp expecting, but really that isn't what happened.
You mentioned that you were 26. Now, do you think there would have been a difference if you would have been in the girls category as opposed to the over 25s?
I think maybe the judging would have been a little less harsh if I was in the girls category after watching, the girls perform tonight. But I can't. I'm 26.
I feel
it is what it is.
Is probably as a producer thinking that's probably why they picked the Kesha song, because you're the most young marketable one in the over 25s, and they're probably from that demo trying to be
I think you're the only marketable one in that category.
How to reach the kids. Yeah. And so I kind of get where they're coming from, but it sucks if you want to be an R&B singer and they're making you sing Kesha.
I was just so excited because at the boot camp and last year, I liked that round. I totally get, this makes it way more exciting, and so I get the producer's call to do it. I just wanted to more work with Kelly Rowland. That's what I really wanted to do.
I was wondering is that who you wanted as your mentor?
Oh, 100%. Okay. If you, from the get-go, day one, I was like, I would like Kelly Rowland, to be my coach, just because I've looked up to her my entire life. She was the first concert I ever went to, was Destiny's Child. So, and being an R&B singer, I thought that was the perfect match ever, and so that's why I was bummed out, because I was just like, man, if I can just make it to maybe the first live show so I can talk to Kelly more and take some wisdom from her, that would have been all I wanted.
Well, because I do feel on the show when you actually get the one-on-one time is once you get to the judge's house, and then from there on it seems like it's more of a let me mold you.
Yeah.
Well, we got so much show left. We still got 84 singers.
Sorry, I talk too much.
No, that's what we're about. Our fans are going to love that. And let's move on. We've already touched a little bit on Jeffrey Goot.
Yeah.
And yes.
What did
I know, we're going to disagree on everything. I thought he looked like such a douchebag.
Oh my God.
I can say that. That's what I was feeling. When he's singing, his throat is so tight, and he's going to ruin his voice. That is so bad for your vocal cords.
He's 37. He would have ruined them by now.
I think he has. I don't get it. I didn't like him last year either. I'm sure he's a nice person.
No, I understand what you're saying. I think that the marketing him is going to be harder just with the way that music is today. I think that, they're going to really have to work to find a niche for him, but vocally, he kills it.
This is what we were talking about while we were watching, because I believe that it probably sounds way different being there, but I wasn't in love with it. But at the same time, we're talking about the marketability, and there's a pretty huge market for Christian rock. And let's be honest, that's what he is.
And Amazing Grace, I will give it to him because brilliant song choice. Because every mom in the Midwest is voting.
That's true. Yeah.
He likes Jesus. He's on my team.
And that was my point. That was going to be my point with Jeffrey. The strongest demo in most of these singing competitions is the South.
and Idol and all these shows, they're the ones that vote.
Look at last season.
Tate Stevens.
Yeah.
Boom.
Country.
Yep. Yeah, but so that's why I think he's going to be fine. He's got that bluegrass. He's got that old soul. You could go Christian. You could go many ways with this guy, and guarantee this isn't his first rodeo. So I see him going far.
But it is interesting, like, on the show, those are the most successful, but after the show, it's all about One Direction. It's all about Cher Lloyd. It's all about Fifth Harmony.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of crazy that's what, I don't know, you'd think they would change up the voting style a little bit or do something to make the two match.
Okay.
I'm kind of surprised that Rachel Potter still survived the whole round after being, the fourth person to go. There was a lot of good talent after her.
Yeah. But I loved her audition. I thought her audition was fantastic, and I almost thought that they looked the other way because the audition was so spectacular.
I think they had to have, because those high notes that she was hitting were like, ugh.
Well, we have a tiebreaker here. What did you...
I thought, this is what I think. I think the song choice, incredible. When I heard that she was going to do a country version of Beyonce Irreplaceable, I was like, done, you win. Like, amazing. And even, like, I watched her rehearse, and her rehearsals were great.
So was did she have the flu or something?
She was sick. Yeah, she was sick. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I know that people online are like, that's not an excuse, but, I mean, it is an excuse.
See, but I was saying that when I was watching it, too, because she should know, because she's come from Broadway. She was in the Addams Family original cast, Legally Blonde on MTV. So she knows that if you're a performer, being sick isn't an excuse. And I don't know. I feel like...
I don't think you should say it.
Yeah, own up to it and be like, you know what, that was a bad performance. But don't be like, I couldn't hit those notes because I was sick. Because if she wants a career in pop music, you're going to have to perform when you're sick.
But here's the thing. But when you're sick, but if you physically cannot hit the note because of the illness...
Then take it an octave lower. If you know what I mean? There's so many things she could do. Mm-hmm. Don't go for it if it's going to come out something like that.
To me, she just seemed noticeably nervous, too, which I could imagine everybody...
Well, that really translated on camera. Like, when I was watching her face, she looked really nervous. But I think that Rachel Potter is going to be one to watch, and I think she's going to be interesting because she's a brunette country singer. Like, we don't have many of those.
I agree, though.
I think that, like, all of, like, there's so many blonde country singers. I think Rachel brings something interesting to the show and to the competition. I think she's going to come back. Her next performance is going to be killer because she knows she has to prove something at this point.
I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. See?
Interesting. Yeah.
Give her a shot.
Some good insight here. All right. You can sway me.
Okay. I lived it. I was there. I know.
Yeah.
Moving on to Miss Lori Moore.
Oh, Lori.
Okay. Thoughts? Love?
Lori's so cool.
Yeah?
Like, and this is why, because I really can't say much negative things about this top 10 because they're just such good people. Like, such cool people. Like, we hung out a lot in waiting rooms and, just really getting to know them has, like, inspired me to, like, do music because they're just such cool people and meeting them, I just want to continue to, like, make better stuff after meeting those people because, they're 37, 55 and they've been knocked down so many times, but they're still coming back for more. And Jeff and James were on last season and they're back and look at them. They're probably, James, I'm calling it right now, could be the winner.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. I thought he was amazing tonight, actually. I really did.
Yeah, well, we'll get to him.
Look at you. We got.
Wow, you fit right in.
Over. I love that.
17 minutes
right in.
She's already taken over. Love it.
I thought Lori's performance was kind of karaoke. I really like her, and when the song started, I was like, oh, she's really got this. But I don't think she should be doing R&B music. I really think she should do, like, a rock song.
Yeah. Really?
I thought the song choice was really weird, too. I love Boyz II Men so much. I'll Make Love to You is, like, one of the greatest songs of all time. Nice. But I was a little nervous for her doing that song, and she did an amazing job, better than in rehearsals, way better.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
she brought the fire when she did it live. But I knew that song. I was like,
I don't want to say it's a dated song, but it's 90-something, but like 95, 94.
I was surprised because other songs that she, was doing, I thought would make more sense. So I was a little surprised that they chose that, but I'm still a little surprised she got sent home.
Well, she would make an amazing motivational speaker.
I know.
That's all I have to say.
That's when I fall down.
But did she choose a song, or was it picked for her? Like,
I don't know in every individual's case, so I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that she probably didn't pick the song, but I think that her speech was really awesome, and then I had to go right after that. This little blonde girl, I was like, no, but.
Awesome. No, and speaking of song choices, we move on to our special guest.
Woo! Woo!
Oh, I love your nails.
Thank you.
If you watch us live, show the nails. There we go. See if we can pick them up. Multicolored, love it.
I need to get them redone, sorry. I'm a little old.
All right, so
I keep asking. I asked you this even before we went on. Is it Alli or Allison? But
you can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. Okay. I before the show, I pretty much just went by Alli Davis, but now Allison is what's on the show, so I'm fine with that.
I want to ask you, Allison, what did it feel like 5 seconds before you had to sing that first note?
5 seconds.
What was that feeling?
I was just like, it's go time. I'm just going to do the best I can do, and that's kind of what I wasn't nervous. At that point, I get really nervous when I'm like, a couple hours before, but right before it was time to go on, I was just like, this is fun. I'm thankful to be here because even just getting to the top 40, I heard, and I don't know if this exact number is true, but including like online submissions, live auditions, there were like 1 million people who auditioned for the show.
Believe it.
And I feel so grateful that they put me through to the top 40. It was not my day, like whatsoever. And I am, I'm bummed out that it had to end that way, but I'm excited to be off the show just so that I can show people the kind of music that I really do.
Yeah. Well, and what's great about the X Factor is you can always come back. And
True.
And those are kind of the people that I feel like do better the following season.
Well, I will agree with you on that. I was so naive in like how I kind of went into the show. James and Jeff like even tried to coach me like a little bit, and they were on. Like they knew, what to expect, what we were going to do, what, songs were the right ones to even list. I mean, so I definitely have to take note if I was ever going to do it again. I mean, it'd be a different story.
Especially like even look at Rachel Potter. She's done TV in the past, so she kind of has a one-up on somebody that hasn't done anything with television or reality TV, so that is interesting to think about it just in like a television aspect. Even
what song would you sing?
There were songs that I so wanted to sing. I had done a really cool remix of like Heard It Through the Grapevine, like Bruno Mars' When I Was Your Man But When You Were My Man was dope. I mean, there were so many good songs that I would have loved to do, but it wasn't meant to be, and that's just kind of like what I have to take from it. It's just like, it was the song, but like I said, like I'm really grateful to be in the top 40 because
that's a good attitude.
And at first, like I was so sad. I mean, granted, I've had a couple weeks, to let this set in and kind of move on from the situation, but the first day I was so heartbroken, and I felt, just like I didn't do what I wanted to do, on the show, and then just talking with my parents and kind of taking a step back and analyzing everything, I was just like, I made it to the top 40 on X Factor on the USA. I was on TV. Like, I've never been on TV, and that was kind of cool. So,
in previous seasons, we've actually seen the judges bring people back that they've kicked off. Did that ever cross your mind after they eliminated you?
It crossed my mind, like maybe that's why my story is like so negative on the show, that they're going to be like, redemption hour, like bring me back. But, you can never like think that. You just have to go on, really. Because if I was to be like, there's some chance, like, that I could come back, I would be going insane right now. Just sitting here trying to like get back on the X Factor.
And I know it was short-lived, but I can imagine that the show has already opened up opportunities for you.
Yeah, and that is what I'm most thankful for. It's introduced me to people that are so cool, like just online on Twitter and Instagram.
And AfterBuzz.
Obviously, I'm here, but just so much love. Like I've heard from 13 countries. 13. Wow. Like I wrote them all down. And just people writing, messages, and literally I wrote down 13 countries that are touched by the show.
Okay, give us like the most outlandish country or the most unique country you received.
I mean, Peru, Guatemala, Mexico, Canada, Japan,
nice.
Russia, I've heard from Spain. Brazil is like the most passionate place I've ever heard from. Their fans, it didn't matter about my performance tonight. They were like, I love you no matter what. Like, I was just like really touched.
That's cool.
And shout out Brazil, because you guys are just so awesome.
They're some of our biggest fans come from Brazil, so I'm sure they're listening
to us right now. I never knew that.
Yeah.
And X Factor opened me up to that whole world of people. And I cannot, I just got hit up by someone who asked me to do a show in Brazil. So I was like, this is cool.
World Cup's there next year, so the whole world's going to be there, so absolutely.
If I'm asked to go, I'm there.
Now, I was going to ask you mentioned your parents, and they were there. We saw them on the show tonight. How did they take it?
They're awesome. They're so cool. I am so thankful to them for being a part of the show, because they were actually filmed so much. Oh. And my parents don't want to be in the spotlight at all. Neither does anyone in my family. No one in my family is remotely musical. So they were just so supportive and so cool. And they were like ride or die about the whole thing. We filmed at my parents' house for 4 hours, talking with our whole family. And, they were so supportive. And that day, you know, they felt terrible. Because, you know, the thing is, it's so quick on the show, but really my first audition for the show was in like February or March. So I've been living this thing for like this entire year. You know, and just building it up in my head and just, you know, hoping and wishing and praying that it's going to go the right way. But like, you know, at the end when it didn't, my family was just, we love you. Keep doing you know, and keep being yourself and like don't apologize and just keep going. So I'm so thankful.
So I'm going to ask you a question, but save it to the end. Would you do it again? And we'll move on. Okay. That's a little tease from there. So let's move on to, that's right, Denny Smith.
Denny!
Okay.
Santa.
Was he really like Santa in person?
He is the sweetest Santa ever. Denny is the coolest guy ever.
Okay.
Yes. He is adorable. Honestly, I never saw him, you know, audition in, you know, his first audition, so I just saw him when we got to where like the 280 acts were, when boot camp was supposed to happen. So, I mean, I talk all the time, like, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. And Denny is very easily judged by his cover. And I personally was like, oh, he's probably here, like, for fun, you know, for the funny one, like a funny audition. He was awesome. Like,
so you think he should have stayed?
No, I don't think he should have stayed. Okay. I think that Kelly definitely made the right decision on that. But I think that he was inspiring. Like, we had such long hours going up all these stairs, and I was, like, right by his side being like, this is cool that you're doing this. Nice. You know, I mean, we had to be up such late hours interviewing so many times, and to be like, I'm 26 and I'm ready to pass out, and Denny is so on fire over there. Yeah, you know, I mean, you gotta give mad props and respect to him, like, for doing it.
So what did we think about Denny Smith's performance?
Oh, laughable.
Yeah.
Bite your tongue!
That's what Sorry. I mean, it was great. I'm really happy with it.
No, he keeps it real every time, Jason. Yeah, no. So, you wouldn't have kept him?
No.
You have no soul.
I liked his audition.
I would have let him through in the first round.
I liked his audition, actually, because you don't expect this dude literally dressed as Santa. I mean, to even...
This is the X Factor.
Well, he brought something, I thought, during the audition at least. But no, I mean, when it gets down to this part of the show, as a judge, I'd be looking at the contestants as, okay, sure, like, maybe it wasn't your best night and I'll put you on a seat, but I would be thinking, like, okay, who's gonna win? You know, who's gonna win this for me?
Yeah. No,
I feel like he would have been wasting someone's time.
I agree with you.
Okay. That's it. So, I promise for as long as he stays on this season, after this week, I'm going to have like a Pantene bottle next to my station when we're talking about James Kenney, because the man has the best hair on the planet.
He's got some good hair.
He's got great hair. Absolutely. So aside from fabulous. The hair, you think he's going to be top 3?
I'm calling it now, yes.
Wow. You think he can win it?
Marissa, can you give us like an AfterBuzz exclusive? Like...
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Straight from Alli D Music.
There we go.
Top 3.
James Kenney, fangirling for you right now. No, but James Kenney is just, the second he walks into a room, like, he has a presence about him. And I noticed that, you know, from right away. I didn't watch him on the show last season, so I never knew, you know, and he kind of told me what he did last season and what he looked like, and he said it was a little different, you know, this time around. So I thought his image is adorable. He has on Converse and rolled up jeans and slicked like a little greaser, and I think an artist like him, we need him. I think we do. And not to mention, I mean, I'm an R&B girl, so I love that soulful twang in his voice. I think that he, you know, his wife and his kids, he's got that story going for him, yet he's super attractive and and he's fun.
So you're saying you need to walk in with a wife and kids?
You should be his publicist.
They were on there for...
I was saying you. I'm just saying, you know, like, you got to bring in a story.
Bring him in, get pregnant. You've got time.
You know, that Christine Morel and I actually laughed about that, because we were like, let's come back next year as a duo, but let's, like, shave our heads, adopt, like, 10 kids, and, like, just come in and, like, do this again.
Both of our husbands left us, so we found each other. That's perfect.
Terrible.
But yeah, I really do think that the judges will do a lot with him, and I think that, I mean, he is older, but I think that he's really marketable. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah. I think he's marketable. I think I think he's good. I like him, actually. I actually really like him. Yeah. I know you totally disagree.
I know. I sound like such an asshole. I feel like he's like a second-rate Michael Bublé with, like, more nasally. I don't know.
I don't see Bublé in him at all.
I don't see
it.
You're
going to literally hate me. No. I think his look is too young for him. I think he looks like he's trying to be in One Direction. but he's 35, 36, and I'm just not buying it.
Send all your hate mail to that.
I know, sorry.
No.
Keeping it real.
Do you think he should have replaced Jeff Brink?
Yes.
Was it Brinkman or Brinkman?
Definitely.
Jeff Brinkman.
Brinkman, thank you. Really? So it was a definite...
Oh, yeah. Dude, I just think that Jeff is amazing, but the song tonight just... It didn't showcase what he can do at all. At all. Like, his other songs, you know, that he sang before were him. Like, his first audition, he killed it. I just thought that this song was really boring.
Well, in these situations, should you overlook a poor song to, you know, and remember the other song that, you know, really blew you away?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. I mean, I hope that would happen for me, but it didn't. And I do understand, you know, they basically told us, like, you have to give the performance of a lifetime. Everything is riding on this song. So I knew, you know, the reality of the situation. You know, would I have loved, like, a full ballad that I could have just, like, you know, gone crazy on? Absolutely. But, you know, this is a game show, and you're not always handed the card that you want.
And we've talked about this. Is it a singing competition or is it a singing show?
You know, I don't know.
Philosophical here.
I honestly, I don't know, because I've like sat and like tried to like figure out the X Factor like all the time with my family and just been like, well, what do you think they're going to do next? And it's like, they never do what you think they're going to do next. So I don't know. I don't know if like, you know, the judges are making the calls or the producers, or this is all planned or it's not. Like, I truthfully have no idea.
I feel like maybe in these beginning rounds it is more of a show, just because they can shoot whatever they want and edit it however they want. But I feel like once we get to the live rounds, then it becomes the competition. And
I will say, I'm really like, X Factor does an amazing job at editing. It's incredible to see like what actually went on TV versus like what
you see
happened. It's incredible. And you know what? I'm really thankful for them, because I got a lot meaner, you know, critique from Simon than they even showed. So I was thankful. I was thankful for that.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what did he say?
He was like, you know, I think that you should be a weather girl. He's like, I absolutely think that you should be a weather girl. He said, you know, I think you're beautiful, but I couldn't work with you. I'd have zero confidence working with you. And pretty much that was, you know, what the judges said. You know, that was all kind of their consensus, was that,
what Demi
you know,
say?
Demi was really cool. That for this performance, she said, you know, you performed your heart out, but I don't think it's authentic. And I appreciate Demi's critique like that. You know, I think she's an amazing artist. So anything that she could say. I mean, the fact that Demi Lovato knows my name, I appreciate. You know,
I do too.
Jason's working on that right now.
I know.
You know, that's cool. So, I mean, I will give it to the X Factor. They edited the show to really, like, you know, make everyone look as well as they possibly could, I think.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we still got about 5 or 6 singers to go through. So let us finish up the over 25s with my girl, Miss Lily McLeod. Was she that good in person?
Oh, yeah.
The dress, she looked like a blondie. She was amazing.
I felt like I was watching Dreamgirls.
I know, right?
Totally. Like, good or bad?
Good. No, I loved her. I loved her.
All right, you stay.
She's ridiculous. She's amazing. She's ridiculous.
It's going to be interesting to see, like, how, if she were to, like, to go home, how they would even make you think that she was going home. Like, how they would justify it. Because she's so incredible. I mean, the first time I heard her sing, I was like, this is, like, Aretha Franklin level. This is that good, you know, and it's crazy to think that she lived her entire life not on and winning Grammys, not on TV.
Well,
it's crazy.
She did have a top 10 single in 1985.
Oh, see, I heard the rumors,
and
but I
she's
don't
performed
know.
with Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and Mick Jagger.
Oh,
Jason, you know what? You should have a moment. You should have a segment on the show
where I just crush dreams.
No, the hey now.
You're the fact checker.
I know, but I will say, best performance of the night, definitely.
Of course,
vocally.
Yeah.
And I think she'll do good in the competition.
Yeah.
I don't know if after the competition we'll hear from her.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, I think she's got a great voice.
Kind of like the same way, why haven't we heard from her up until this point?
Yeah.
Kind of way.
I mean, I think she has a good voice, but that's not what's selling. That's, you know, unfortunately.
She could sell adult contemporary. I mean, she was pulling Shirley Bassey stuff in the middle of the song. That stuff that you hear in James Bond movies. She gives you so many levels. I think she could have an adult contemporary fan base. Yeah, like... Yeah. I'm just saying.
I
What'd you think,
that. I guess I don't really.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she was unbelievable. I mean, it's how, like, who can, in that group that is on those chairs now, I mean, who can compete with her at her level,
totally.
at least. You know, I mean, you can go with someone else is way more marketable, or someone else is just easier to, you know, throw out into the music world, but her voice is out of control.
I'm going to call it right now that Lily Cloud will not win the X Factor.
I don't think so either.
I don't think she will either.
I will be surprised if she gets down to the top 3, even because it's so predictable. I think that the show is going to switch it up. I do.
Switch it up, okay.
I don't know, like, I just feel like Lily McLeod is so undeniably the best singer in this competition that there's no way we would all think this and she's going to win. Like, there's no way.
I feel like she's the best singer, but does she have the X Factor?
Yeah.
You know?
That's debatable.
I think at this point it's coming down to it's gonna come down to not the best voice, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
Okay. So you're saying, like, comparing it to last season, like with Carla Rose Sonnenclair versus Tate Stevens?
Oh, Carly Rose could, like, stomp on him.
I liked her way better than him anyway. No, but remember last season there was someone who kind of was at Lily McLeod's caliber who
was it?
I'm thinking of Stacey Francis season 1.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Stacey Francis. But I mean, and she
was in her 40s, and she always had a.
She was always crying.
Yes.
And,
yes.
I was thinking Cece Fry.
Oh, that's my girl. Cece Fry. That's my girl. I wanted Cece to win last year.
All right. Speaking of which, let's move on to the girls. Let's move on to Demi and the girls.
Demi, woo!
See, there we go. I should have Jason take over on this one.
This is my team.
Brie Randall. What did we any interaction with Brie?
Yeah, of course. I love Brie, and I think that Brie's style is amazing. I think that Brie already is a star, and you know, I don't think that. I don't know. I'm really sad that Brie got sent home. Really, really sad.
This is funny because literally in my notes I wrote, I don't know if she's a star.
We need to separate you two.
I think that the song tonight was not a good choice at all. I think that, you know, vocally she can probably do so much more. I obviously know the people in my category the best, you know, out of the show. But I think that Brie's style is really cute, and I don't think that there's a female singer right now, you know, in the biz that's her age that's kind of bringing what she could bring.
I agree. I didn't think tonight was good though. I didn't. No.
But she gets a chair. She said she made it.
Well, we still have 4 more to go.
Oh yeah, she did get a chair.
Or 5.
She got a chair.
But she can still be replaced.
Okay. I just remember watching it and being like, I really like her, but I don't think I would give her a chair.
See, that's how I feel. Like, I thought she had a good performance. I wasn't blown away, and I feel like she should go the Colby Calais route and try to do more like of a BJ vibe.
I think that's an amazing idea.
Yeah.
And I think singing The Wanted it just almost felt fake.
Yeah.
I get that. That's I never even thought of that. Colby Calais.
The fact of what you said earlier just leads me to believe that she was given this song to sing. Mm-hmm. And she didn't have a choice to sing something else.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really picture Brie picking One Direction, but who knows?
Yeah, so... And let's move on to one, I think, a big standout, Kaya Cohen.
Yeah.
Kaya, she's 16 going on 40 just with her voice.
Yeah, and
vocally.
16 going on Lily McLeod.
I was actually not impressed with her initial audition.
Oh.
But I thought she did way, way better tonight. I want to hear her sing like a Lorde song. Like, I feel like that's the
that would be dope. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
because I thought she made this song her own. You know, a lot of people switched up the songs, but I think she really owned her rendition of what she did Bruno Mars.
Yeah, kind of going off what you said, I usually don't like when they take someone like such a famous song and kind of do their own thing to it. Yeah. But I think she did a really good job with it. And she was definitely one of my favorites tonight.
Well, because I think there's a fine line of like staying true to the song, but also making it your own. And if you go too far either way, it's not good. But I thought she had the perfect balance.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot, you know, and
I think
of course got a seat. So
definitely.
Ahora para la próxima, Jamie Pineda va a cantar no. Oh, sorry.
Here he goes.
I had to switch to Spanish because she switched to Spanish.
Español.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
All right, hey.
That's all I know.
Racist.
I love Taco Bell.
Let us talk about Jamie Pineda, who did No Doubt Don't Speak.
And literally, don't speak, Jamie, just sing. Because her talking voice was like nails on a chalkboard. You are all thinking the same thing.
Marissa, can we mute him?
Yeah.
No, we can't.
No, you were thinking it, Nick.
We had a lot to say.
Allie, help me. Help me out here.
She's like, God, I couldn't stand it either.
No, I know. I was surprised, but Jamie is another one of the girls that like I kind of connected with
Oh, damn
behind
it.
the scenes.
Yeah, there you go. Let's talk, girl. What? Okay, tell
and
me about
she
it.
approached the show from I'm here to have fun. That's what it was. And I think that Don't Speak is one of my favorite songs of all time.
I thought she sounded like Gwen Stefani, actually.
Oh, I thought her performance was good.
Yeah.
So did I,
Her speaking voice, I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm just critiquing more than just her performance.
And I think in some ways it's better to approach a show like this just being like, I'm here to have fun. If something happens, then it happens, and not literally have your career and life goal set on this one audition,
Completely. And I think though that it's hard because it's so much waiting for us. Like we audition, so many months back and, going through everything, and you film so much, and it's just broken down into these little seconds, on TV. So it is so hard to not put, your hopes and dreams on it. But at the same time, I think that that's a really good, mindset to have.
Yeah.
I feel like she should follow more of the Latin vibe though, and do like a Juanes song if she makes it to the next round or something. And I think that'll be what's key for her.
Which remains to be seen. So we quickly got to move on. We've got a few more things we got to do before they kick us out. So we've had a lot of fun tonight, but I definitely want to change the pace of it and talk about Ashley Williams, and just when the loss of her mother and the story that she had to tell, and she had her moment. And did you have any interaction with Ashley?
Yeah, we were all cool with each other. And Ashley, it's hard because this is a really talented top 40. And I think that there's more talent this season than there was last season, in my personal opinion. But, I think that Ashley is super, super talented. And I think that her story, I don't know if I could, really get up there and kind of tell that whole story and still be able to perform, honestly. So I respect her to the utmost level to be able to hold her composure and still do it.
What did we think of the vocals tonight?
I liked her. I like her. I liked her tonight. I kind of respect what Simon said tonight, though, because he was really just saying, look, like, if you're not a human, if you can't, connect with your story and everything, and there's so many great things about you, but he did say at the end of the day that it wasn't for him, he probably wouldn't give her a chair, and I kind of respected that approach, because when you have a story like that, like, how are you going to say no, no matter what happens on stage?
But what's going to happen when does that mean she's going to win?
No, but I do think, again, I think she should change her direction, and who knows if this is the producer giving her this song or not, but I think she should kind of do like a Corinne Bailey Rae and not try to sing such a big song. Because when she started off the song, I thought she did really good, and then I thought she lost it about halfway through whenever she had to do like the crazy runs and the higher notes. And if she would do something a little more simple, I think she could advance more.
Okay. So overall, we had it all. We had laughter, tears. We've got our special guest here as well. So wrapping up the episode, we're not even going to do news and gossip. We don't have time for that.
I think we got plenty of that.
Yeah, definitely. But is there any what do you got going on next after this? After all these wonderful doors that have been opened, what do you do? What does a girl do?
Well, I'm already recording my album right now.
Oh, wow.
I didn't take any time off. I want to show people what I can really do, and I think that this show has really inspired me to make music that will touch and inspire people, not just like party dance songs. And that's what being on the show has kind of shown me. Like, I want to make music that's going to grab people and mean more, and have like deeper lyrics, and really put the effort and time into creating music like that than just, something like the song I did tonight. So I'm excited. I'm so thankful to the show for putting me through to the top 40. So thankful for all of the fans who have been, incredibly supportive no matter what. And I just want to let them know that I'm, on my game. I'm going to start working right away. I am right now, and that more is coming, I promise.
And do you have any shows? I was going to ask if you have any shows locally or Brazil, maybe.
Not scheduled, but definitely. And I perform all the time in Hollywood, so I'm going to get something going, and probably with a couple of the girls who were knocked off the show.
Nice.
So we're already working on doing a little show together.
All right.
Would you go back to the X Factor?
Absolutely.
Sorry. I totally just
that's
took that right.
Well, that's like a perfect story to come back to, though. Like, I changed the way I viewed music.
Yeah.
Bam, sold.
100%. And so that I would love to come back, but I would do it completely differently the next time around.
Okay, with that said, let's quickly move on to predictions.
Yes.
Yeah, you have them.
No, yeah,
you do.
You can't. She can't.
What?
She can't talk about it, can she?
Her predictions? Why not?
I think she knows.
I mean, who?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I don't know who gets. I mean, because live shows don't start till the end of the month.
Exactly.
But you know the top.
We're
the top
almost
16.
Same.
So,
Hey, leak the top 16 right here and right now.
I cannot do that.
we will not make it alive if she does. So, but we'll look at her face. Marissa, make sure you keep the camera on her when we give our predictions. If she flinches, then we know who's staying and who's going. So, of the four, who's going home tomorrow night? Of the 4 girls that are on the chairs,
I think Ashley is going home tomorrow, and I think Ashley and Bree are going home tomorrow.
Ashley and Bree.
I think Bree is definitely going home. I don't know. I think I would send Jamie home personally if I was Demi.
Okay,
but I don't know.
I'm going to go with Bree and Jamie. I think they're not going to make it the rest of the way.
Obviously, Kaya makes it.
Yeah.
So we all agree Bree's.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Unfortunately.
Oh. She seems sweet, though. I actually like her.
So, God, it got so tense here at the
know.
very end.
I thought you were going to say, predict, the top 3.
Oh, already?
You know what?
Or, I don't know, pick some, I don't know.
Let's do that. Okay, let us predict our top 3, starting with our guest.
Well, I think Danielle Geimer is going to be one to watch in the girls category.
Really?
I think that they're going to make her over into a total superstar. I do. And her voice is incredible. I think she's so unexpected. I would look for her in the finals. James Kenny, obviously, is my personal choice. And then third, I mean and the groups.
See, I think the country guy group is going to do really well.
I think that's a fabulous idea. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say Restless Road, I think is their name, the country
group. Is that their name?
All right.
Yeah.
Any disagreement, agreement?
I trust you. I'm going with what you said.
See, I'm going to say Restless Road, Kaya Cohen.
You're right, and Kaya could be she's definitely in the top 4.
And I think they might bring you back. I don't know. That's just me.
That'd be
for
cool.
drama.
Just to
you just come
throw you back in.
Just to make everyone really mad or I don't even know.
That'd be so fun. Yeah,
I'm the lonely man on the island. I'm on the Lily McLeod juice. I'm sorry, and I'm only saying that because they are giving us the hook. So with that said, big round of applause for Alli Davis.
Thank you
so much for
Wait, quickly, what judge would you vote off?
Simon Cowell, duh.
Good answer. I would vote off Paulina.
Alli, where can they find you on Twitter and whatnot, your social media and whatnot?
Yes. All of my social media, the handle is Alli D Music. ALLID Music. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Nice. And Nick, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Nick_Collins. I'm not private. You can just follow that.
I follow him. Great pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. And, of course, Jason?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Jason Ikeler.
And thanks, Marissa, for making us behave tonight. Where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Serafini TV.
Very nice. And you can find me at JC Rubio TV on Instagram and what's the other one?
The Everyday Man.
Twitter.
There we go.
Yeah.
So for Marissa, Jason, Nick, and of course, Alli Davis, I'm JC, and we're your AfterBuzz after show for X Factor. Good night.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.